to get up in the morning, just can't wait to get to the gym and bust ass and, work up the sweat and, just keep going. And then once you slip a little bit, it's like, oh, shit, here we go.
It's easy to go off the rails.
Oh, yeah.
And, but I tell you, man, there ain't nothing like the feeling after a hell of a cardio session or a hell of a weight session, especially in my regards. I mean, I'm still of the mindset when I'm in there, I'm trying to build mass. I'm not trying to destroy mass. I'm trying to maintain. So that's still my mindset, although I'm trying to strip fat. All right, you over in the other room. What are you doing to work out, stay fit?
Steve, I don't do shit.
You lucky motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't do anything, man. I used to run. I run like a gazelle, and when I was in my younger years and less busy, I ran all the time. I mean, here's the thing, dude. I'm 28 years old. I've never weighed over 135 pounds in my entire life.
Do you eat?
Yeah, I eat so much shit. I eat such high cholesterol fast food all the time. I'm just fat, man. I think like right now, I'm at 134.
Fowler, what'd you say?
I said I got a blanket in the house. 28.
Dude. All right, you're a musician, right?
Yeah, I dabble.
Drink?
I do not drink, actually.
And you eat anything on the side?
Yeah, it's unexplainable, man. It's like I'm an anomaly.
How many pull-ups can you do?
Actually, you know what, Fowler? I could probably knock out 15 pull-ups right now.
See, he's one of those kind of cats that you see on the playground, and all everybody's trying to impress everybody with how many pull-ups they can do, and I can do about 5. And then he jumps up there and rips off about 15 or 20. That like the human ant. They're way stronger than they look. And those motherfuckers used to piss me off. Hard, are you that guy? The human ant.
This is going to be a great working relationship, I can tell. I'm just going to frustrate the shit out of you on a weekly basis.
Well, I tell you what, you're going to have to come down to the Broken Skull Ranch and man up on the drinking session. On the one day that me and Fowler go off the rails.
With you and Fowler, I'd be happy to just blast it. Especially because I don't drink, it'll be a fun time. You give me one drink and I'll just
dude, you see, here's the thing. If you're going to drink, you can't be a sloppy drunk. Hard.
Well, I'm not a sloppy drunk, but okay. I'm a very fun drunk. I'm an excellently fun drunk.
Okay, so now you're talking about drinking. So how often you getting drunk every year?
Oh, dude. This year alone, I think I've been drunk twice.
Did you mark those events in the calendar?
I think one was back in March and one was back in February.
You know what? And that's a good thing. But you know what? I looked back, Fowler, when you and I were going off the rails every single night at the Broken Skull, I was probably going through a fifth, and that's when I slowed down. I was probably going through vodka every 2 days. That would be, 3.5 fifths a week. But hell, now I've cut that into whatever, just 6 beers a week as compared to that. So I was doing pretty damn good.
And alcohol, it plays an important role in the whole weight gain, weight loss. My girl, she'll drink beer. She drinks beer and she's drinking on a consistent basis. She gets pissed because she develops a little bit of a gut in a week or two. It plays a heavy role into whether.
So break this down for me, Art. So what do you do? Say, hey, honey, you got a beer gut.
I'll tell her she's fat. Absolutely. I'll say, hey, what the hell's going on?
How long you been with this gal?
What are you doing? I've known her for more than 14 years. We've been together for about 1.5 years.
And she ain't got no problem with you telling her she got a beer gut?
No.
Well, that's good. That's
she would have to be cool with that because she would tell me too. We're very honest, open with one another.
I dig that.
Well, you tell a girl in Texas she's got a beer gut, she's liable to hit you right in the mouth.
Look like a pot-bellied pig.
Hey, well, listen, we've been talking about health and fitness, motivation, working out, the Broken Skull Ranch, building deer rifles. It's dove season, all kinds of goofy shit, and the price of my Cialis and my Ambien, which is driving me to drink more alcohol than I'm drinking, $659 a month.
Why do you even do that math? Why do you want to know that number? I wouldn't want to know.
Because I'm cheap.
I am too. That's why I wouldn't want to do it. I know I'm spending that much. I would say I don't even want to know.
I mean, I don't like to say I'm cheap. I'm frugal. I value $1. I know how much work it took to make that $1. So I'm not one that just wants to let it go that easy. And you got to dig that.
I guess it's cost-benefit analysis.
Well, it's like I'm down with that. But it's like an old wrestling promoter used to tell us when nobody was making no money. They look at you after you got your paycheck, and the paycheck wasn't worth a shit, and they say, "Oh hell, kid, don't worry. It ain't what you make; it's what you save." Well, the old deal. If you ain't making shit, you can't save shit. So it's from that mentality, and also the mentality of, Ted, you know my dad. My dad is so meticulous with balancing his checkbook. He's old school. He still balances his checkbook once a month. And, mister, if there's a penny off that sumbitch, he is irate. And my dad can squeeze a penny until that motherfucker squalls. That sumbitch knows how to save money, so I guess I kind of inherited it from my job and the wrestling business and from my dad. Well, hell, Ted, with that being said, I'm going to let you get on back to business down there at the ranch. I will see you in 2 days. Are you going to be able to return to work, or are you just going to be able to chill for the rest of the day? What are you going to do?
Oh, I'll probably try to work a little bit later on this afternoon. You know,
All right.
the sun's actually coming out. If the wind would pick up and dry things out, then it sure helps. I'll probably work a little bit this afternoon.
Well, all right, Ted, I'll let you get back to it. At Ted Fowler 361. I'm Steve Austin, BSR. Art, what's your handle over there?
It's at Arthur H. Webb, 2 B's, W-E-B-B.
You heard the man push the follow button. Fowler, I'll catch you down the road. Let's move on and answer some questions you sent in. The questions at SteveAustinShow.com. This one came to me from Alex over in Nashville, Tennessee. He said, Steve, really enjoyed the show. I listen to it every week. I started listening while I lived in Japan, and now I'm back home in Tennessee, and I've got a few questions. One, how can I get updates on future guests so I can send an email or question and possibly be asked on the show? Well, see, that's the thing about it, Alex. The way my brain works, I don't know what's going to happen next. I really don't. So it's hard for me to just say in advance who's going to be on the show. If I get a little heads up, I'll post it on the SteveAustinShow.com website, which we are now working on, and that might be a little bit of heads up for you. Question 2 from Alex was, he makes a comment, really loved the Bret Hart episode. He mentioned having a second one where you break down your matches together. I would love to hear that, and I think many others would too. And I want to have Bret back on the show. He's going to come back on. We'll continue talking. We'll talk about WrestleMania 13 in Chicago. And Alex goes on to say he also supports the idea of me hosting a show where a few wrestlers come on and you break down the current product and past events. I'm thinking about adding a third show to my rotation. It will be Steve Austin breaking down Monday Night Raw. If you were down with this, just say hell yeah in regards to the third show to questions at SteveAustinShow.com. Right now, 2 shows has got me pretty damn busy with everything I got going on. But if there is a lot of support for this third show where I break down Monday Night Raw, I will do it. Send your response to questions at SteveAustinShow.com. Here's one that says, hey, Steve, I'm loving the podcast. Really refreshing to hear your straight-up opinion on things. Hey, man, that's the way I break it down, straight up. That said, my question is this. How can a no-bullshit guy stay afloat in the bullshit-filled waters of Hollywood? Movie deals, screen time, agents, producers demanding this and that. Can't be easy, right? Man, I tell you what, when I first came out here to Los Angeles, you would go to a meeting and meet someone, and they would be like, oh, yeah, man, it's great to meet you. I can't believe we've never done anything before, and here's 2 or 3 scripts. Take these home, and we'll get back in touch with you. Shit. I'd walk out of that damn meeting with a couple of scripts thinking, man, I just got myself a movie. No, man, you didn't get shit. They was giving you the same runaround they give every other rookie. Find a little bit of work and hang on long enough, you can make it. In my value, thing you can is to eat clean. Now, with as much stuff that was going on the road with drinking and everything like that, all of the guys are pretty much gym fanatics and go to the restaurants and eat clean food. And whether that's a Denny's, an IHOP, or a Waffle House, you can get grilled chicken breasts, you can get steamed hash browns, you can get rice and all that other stuff. So it was easy to find protein on the road. All you had to do was hit the restaurants and order clean. And a lot of the guys, including myself, carried protein powders with them. It's survival of the fittest out there, and you've got to take care of your body. Getting protein is damn sure important. We made sure we did. Here's one from Jordan. She says, how do you pick yourself up on one of those days where it seems like everything is going wrong? You know what, Jordan? I have one of those days every now and then. Sometimes you can get a couple of them strung together. And, hey, man, there's always something to look forward to. Just can't stay down in the doldrums. Life is too short to stay down. And we're all going to have our highs and lows, and we're all going to have problems that happen here and there and things that we don't like. But you always got to pick your head up, Move forward and leave everything else behind. Stay positive, even in moments when things aren't so positive around you. Here's one from Rich over there in Kentucky. Steve, any advice you could give this generation of young Americans growing up in this tough economy? You're one of the only people I will take advice from. So any tips on how to keep our heads above water? I tell you what, Rich, it's tough times out there right now. The economy, everybody says it's coming around. Maybe not so much. I don't know what to say. I don't really have an answer to fix or help the economy. I can just tell you, man, save your money, work your ass off, try to find a second or third job, man. There's people out there doing that, kicking and scratching, trying to make it. Times are tough right now. So all I can say is keep your head up above water, save your money, don't spend your money on stupid shit, prioritize, make you a budget, stay square. Here's an interesting email right here. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Finally, a relationship question. This is from Jimmy Jack, and I've changed the name to protect the innocent. Here it goes. Hi, Steve. I've gotten back with my ex, but I don't know if I've done it just because I was lonely on my own or because I couldn't be without her. On my own, I missed her terribly, but now we're back together. I miss my single lifestyle and being my own boss. Help. Yes, if you respond, please don't use your full name. Jimmy Jack, I tell you what, dude, you didn't wait long enough. You got insecure and you jumped back in that relationship too fast, it sounds like to me. I think you should have waited it out a little bit more, and now that you're back together, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you really need to sit down at a table with both of you and have a very honest and open session of communication where you put all your cards on the table, you tell her how you feel, she puts her cards on the table, and you come up with something and decide to split apart and go your own ways. Or you go to counseling and get the help of a professional. You're talking to me, and I'm sitting in front of a microphone in Los Angeles, California. I've been down the road a few times in this situation before. Maybe you need help, dude. Maybe I'll need some counseling. But it sounds like you jumped back together too soon, buddy. All right, you're somewhat of a lover in there at 28 years of age. You got any advice for Jimmy Jack?
I think what you said was actually pretty dead on. I don't have much more I would add. You got to talk, and you got to be open, and you got to communicate.
It's open communication. That's what I've said about my wife that makes our relationship so good. My wife is a special education teacher of 20 years teaching, and man, sometimes I'm not the greatest communicator in the world, and we don't sweep anything under the carpet like I used to would try to do because I'm a guy. Guys are dumb. I don't do that anymore. So sit down, Jimmy Jack, have a conversation with your gal. I'm sure she's a great person, and so are you. Hammer this out, and the important thing is for both of you to come out of this happy and move on down the road.
I think one of the things that you did touch on that's important is the counseling and bringing in a neutral party that can assess the situation from an outsider's perspective where there is not like emotion involved, that they're getting caught up in this world.
And I dig that because, I went to counseling a couple times. Sometimes they can stir the damn pot as much as anything, but they bring some of the issues that you're not able to confront on your own into the conversation. So, another good piece of advice. Here's one. This is from I won't mention his name, but he sent this in. Dig this. Steve, thank you for your candid and frank conversations about drug and alcohol abuse. I am undertaking my own fight with drinking. Conversations and guests on your show are my main motivation. I am not an alcoholic, but when I turned 30 and realized I was still drinking as much as I was at 21, I decided I should drink less. I am a truck driver. My drinking has never affected my work. I obviously would never drink and drive a truck and could be on the road for days and even weeks without ever touching the stuff or even thinking about it or wanting it. I'm just drinking while I'm at home, having fun and relaxing. As I cut back on drinking recently, I realized that while at home, it is almost impossible for me to relax and have fun without drinking. I've decided that at least temporarily I'm going to completely stop and not just slow down. To help pacify my want, I'm going to stock my cooler with a non-alcoholic near beer and take an idea from you and buy me some of that fancy bubbling water. Pellegrino sparkling water, or you can down to discount water. Sparkling water. It feels like beer, but it's water. I drink a lot of beer and very little liquor, so hopefully it will be an easy gap to bridge. On my motivation, Shawn Michaels is one of the biggest. I heard him say in an interview once that because the shit wasn't affecting his work or life, he didn't feel he had a problem. I felt that way for a long time as well, and I'm trying to use that as motivation. I also never realized Paul Levesque was always clean until he came up on your show. Today I listened to the podcast with the King and learned he has always been squeaky clean. Well, damn it, if they can be, so can I. You know what? It takes a lot of guts for a guy to write something like that in. You know, some guys are dumb, some guys are too proud, some guys are stubborn. Tom, I wish you all the luck in the world. I'm glad you can find some motivation in some of the stories you hear here on the show and from Shawn Michaels. I wish you all the best, good luck, everything in moderation. I dig it the most. Thank you, Tom. And with that, I want to thank everybody for sending their questions, comments, and suggestions to questions@steveaustonshow.com. Send me more. I dig answering these things. Love talking to the working man. And with that being said, I appreciate you showing your support by going to steveaustonshow.com and clicking on the Amazon link, because when you go to Amazon and do your shopping, it gives a kickback and helps keeps the show on the air for free. I dig it. I love talking to the working man.